you are taking a number of 40, 50, 60% back in April, and you're comparing it to a number of 10, 15% now.
Fine, but it was his strategy to negotiate and create leverage, Scott, and give us the situation we're in today.
Okay, Sir Michael, I will let you talk, but I just have to say, completely disingenuous to suggest.
I'm sorry,
that, hold on,
you were the
Scott,
one calling
please,
for a recession in April, not me.
Give me 1 second.
You called for it.
Give me 1 second. Please let me finish.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's your man Wise. We got to talk about it, man. This morning on the live stream, we broke down the wave of good economic news that hit the headlines the other day. We compared it to the grim numbers that we saw under the Biden administration, and the difference, it's night and day. It's night and day. I don't even understand why these people are complaining. And then we kind of got into how folks are reacting to it across the board. Good, bad, the ugly, the downright unhinged. And speaking of reactions, last night, our guy, Scott Jennings, as always, had a field day over on CNN. These people can't mess with this guy, man. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Let's get into it.
Well, I would just like to go, but I'd like to build a DeLorean and go back to April when everybody here was predicting likely to cause a recession. Investment stops and a recession happens. They're not talking about a U.S. recession. They're talking about a global recession.
What was happening in April,
lead to recession. Eventually, there being a reception.
Very cleverly. If he's chosen to take my words.
For the life of me, I don't understand why Scott continues to go on this show, because they never let the brother speak. They never let him finish a sentence. He never gets to finish a full thought on this show, man. It's so ridiculous.
Just a second,
You called the recession. You took your shoe off.
And Joe, would you like to see that again?
You took your shoe off. You brought cookies out here.
15% shoe.
You took your shoe off and you said there was going to be a recession.
Listen, Scott,
GDP is 3%.
It's too early to give a final verdict.
All right, Scott,
it's too early. Just a second, Abby. He's basically calling me out here. It's too early to give a final verdict on the tariffs. You may wish to, but at the moment, it can't be said what the long-term effect is going to be.
I am just a journalist, and all I can do is read the economic data.
It's a bit of a stretch.
3% GDP, trade deals, record high in the stock market, cooling inflation.
These trade deals are garbage.
It's actually much simpler.
Garbage?
Yes. Hold on a second. It's much simpler than this. Just 1 sec, because I think it's super important to understand. Scott, what was happening in April of this year, 2025? What was happening then?
What did
the president announce on that week, the first week of April? What did he announce?
The president was implementing
his Scott?
Tariff agenda.
And what were those tariff levels?
And, well, they were different for different countries.
Okay, so
but every single person predicted calamity.
Scott.
Calamity.
Scott, you can't skip steps here.
And there is none.
What were those tariff levels?
They were different. He had a chart for different
not just different. They were 2 to 3 times higher than the current tariff levels. Did those tariffs go into place, Scott?
It's different for every country.
Scott,
it's different for every
country. It's a simple question. Did those tariffs go into place?
He has delayed some of the tariffs.
Yes or no?
He has delayed some of the tariffs, and he's made deals, and he's implemented others.
Did any of the tariff levels that Trump announced on that week, did they ever go into place?
Some tariffs have been implemented, some have been delayed, and some deals have been made.
The answer is they did not. They did
some
not.
Tariffs have been
implemented.
Some tariffs have been implemented.
All of those quotes.
That's why we have all this money coming in.
We have them here.
Even you said.
You're playing with numbers here.
We have them here.
No, back in April.
You guys are so mad. Why are you rooting for failure? Why does this table root for failure?
Please, because you are saying that you are taking a number of 40, 50, 60% back in April, and you're comparing it to a number of 10, 15% now.
Fine, but it was his strategy to negotiate and create leverage,
Scott,
and give us the situation we're in today.
Okay, Sir Michael, I will let you talk, but I just have to say, completely disingenuous to suggest.
I'm sorry, you were the
Scott,
one calling for a recession in April, not me.
Give me 1 second.
You called for it.
Give me 1 second. Please let me finish. It is completely disingenuous to suggest that what economists said would happen if Trump imposed 50 and 60%. Oh, let's jump all the way up to 135% level tariffs on this economy would have been a recession. Those levels never happened, which is why there has been no recession.
You sound
so
disappointed.
it's not
You
that
sound
complicated.
disappointed.
The level
Share
is-
my-
You can tell that these people have never done anything but this. They've never done anything but this. When President Trump tossed out those tariff numbers back in April, everybody knew that those numbers were not going to be the numbers that we would end with. Everybody knew that. I mean, it's negotiating 101. But these people, they wouldn't know that because they're barely journalists. More or less have a full understanding of sales and how to negotiate and how to get a deal done. They don't know. Everybody knows that when you go to the negotiating table, you never start at the number that you want to be at. If you want to be at 15%, you do not start at 15%. Because if you do, when you get into the negotiation, where you start at, you can only go down from there. You can never go up. So when the president is saying, hey, some of these places are going to get 30, 40, 50%, 60%, maybe 100% tariffs, it's a negotiating tactic. Y'all got to come to the table. Let's sit down and let's talk. But at least they know the starting point is up here. We can always work our way down. We can never work our way up. Everybody knows this, except for these fools, because they hadn't done anything but this. I would say that they're probably not that good when it comes to, journalism. They're not that good there. But when the president jumps out there, who is a businessman, who understands how to negotiate, who has written a book about it called The Art of the Deal, they probably should have read the book before they jumped out there talking a bunch of madness a few months back. If any of you guys thought that the president was going to levy, massive tariffs all around the globe and that would massively affect our country, I mean, come on, man. Think. This was a negotiating ploy, and the fact that these people don't even understand that, it just shows you how clueless a lot of these people on mainstream media is, man. Before I jumped into this, before I started doing this, I worked as a headhunter. My job was to negotiate. My job was to reach out, find people who have skill sets that are in high demand and negotiate salaries on the behalf of my clients. I did this every day. And I understand and I learn that you can never go up, but you can come down. So we always start, I'll take that back. If I am looking to get someone for as low as I can possibly get them, I'm going to start off at a number that's on the lower side of things and let it be known that, hey, I'm flexible. And I'm going to get that person to give me a number. And that lets me know, okay, that's the number that we're starting at. Let's see if we can meet in the middle in some shape, way, form, or fashion. These people just don't understand that, man. And it's baffling to me that these people don't understand that. But on the flip side of that, I agree with Scott Jennings here in saying that, why are y'all upset with the fact that, 3% GDP growth in our nation? Why are y'all so upset and butthurt about it? That means that we are winning. It is a positive for our country. What are y'all so upset about? Are you so hell-bent on being right that you could care less about the actual success in the nation? I mean, I just don't understand these people, man.
What economists said would happen if Trump imposed 50 and 60%, let's jump all the way up to 135% level tariffs on this economy would have been a recession. Those levels never happened, which is why there has been no recession.
You sound
so
disappointed.
it's not that complicated.
The levels haven't happened, but it didn't stop individuals who were antagonistic to the president and his agenda, whether they agree with him or not, from saying that this is still going to lead to significant inflationary rates. We have not seen that.
Yeah,
and so you would think individuals who were on the negative of this would have at a minimum acknowledged the fact that the president did not implement those high tariff rates, which you just stated.
It is super simple. Did Donald Trump implement the tariff levels that he
No,
promised.
I acknowledge that the tariff levels my point
hold on a second.
is,
when you evaluate whether or not inflation has resulted from those tariff levels, how are you evaluating it?
I'll
because
tell you,
they haven't gone into place. So obviously, inflation hasn't increased to the levels that people projected if they had gone into place.
We're arguing two different things. The point that I'm making is individuals who said at the time that this would lead to a recession continue to make the same argument despite the fact that those tariff rates were not implemented. That's the point I'm making. And no one here is willing to acknowledge that.
I don't understand how these guys do it, man. I get it. They get a check, and I'm sure they're being paid handsomely to do this. But goodness gracious, arguing for the sake of arguing. They want to be right, man. They want to be right. And the reality of it is they would prefer to see our country fail. People like Abby Phillips, the British guy, they want to see us fail. They don't understand how to negotiate. They don't understand business. All they do, you know what I'm saying, is project. All they do is just talk about, how bad the administration is, how bad the president is. You can't even give the man props. You can't even see or acknowledge what he was attempting to do. Hey, you never show your cards in a negotiation early on. So the goal all the while was to get a better number than we were receiving initially. And in some cases, we wasn't getting any money from countries that wanted to do business in our country. We got 3% in GDP growth. We've already brought in $150 billion in new revenue through these tariffs. They're saying on the low end, by the end of the year, we're talking $300 billion in new tariffs that's going to go directly towards the deficit. They cannot give the president any props. They will not give him his flowers, but we will. And we appreciate the job that he's doing. I understood what he was trying to get accomplished. I get it. The problem is you got so many people on the left, especially in mainstream media, that don't know anything but the media. Most of these people haven't worked in any other field, any other industry outside of sitting on TV talking trash about people. So they don't have any, outside experience to lean on. And I think that's what makes us on this side of things so powerful, is that a lot of us come from a multitude of industries, and then we've gotten into this. And we can pull on, that experience from these other industries and the skill sets that we've obtained, over, 10, 15, 20 years, of being an adult and working in corporate America. And we can pull on that, and then we can add some real value to this. It's just really, really unfortunate, man, that these people just continue to push it. And unfortunately, you have a lot of people that watch these folks and listen to them and believe them. Even though their numbers are down, there are YouTubers out there. There are people on this platform that are doing better numbers than CNN, than MSDNC, and a host of these other mainstream media outlets doing way better numbers. I mean, it's wild. It's almost unbelievable, to be honest with you. But yet these people make obscene amounts of money to push nonsense. I don't know how much longer that's gonna last, though. You can see the foundation is shaky, and that house of cards is coming down. But I want to hear from you guys in the comment section. Like, share, subscribe, turn the notifications on to all so you never miss an upload. Consider joining the ARP family, or you can buy your brother coffee. The link's in the description box below. Keep God first. Stay prayed up. We'll catch up with you all next time. Peace.
Vibes so raw, can't hide the truth. Words so sharp.